you. It's Suze from SMARTin Coaching. I just have been prompted to make this video, and so I'm just going to go with it. First of all, if I look a little bit disheveled, it's okay. I just had a really big release this morning, which has prompted me to make this video, and I hope that I can make it make sense and that this might help somebody else as well. So I've had a lot of things happen in the last couple of weeks which made me believe that I was about to drop something big from myself, from my life. And so this morning I happened to watch a couple of things, listen to something, and all of a sudden, all the downloads that I've been receiving in dream state, in meditation, in restful states, have clicked together in the form of like, I don't know, click, 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 like when you get a combination right on a combination lock, or it clicks or whatever, and then all of a sudden you can open the door. So that's how it felt. So it made everything make sense. While I don't want to go into it at a personal level, I just want to share a big overview of it in case it can help somebody else, because the times that we're in right now are energetically, I don't know, shit show's not the right word, chaotic, and people are getting a little bit lost in the chaos. And I believe that the energies at the moment are amplifying whatever it is that you're feeling. And so if you're feeling low and lost and anxious and whatever, that feeling is getting amplified. Or if you're feeling happy and joyous and whatever, there will be people walking around in absolute bliss, and people will be wondering, like, what in the heck is going on? How can they be so blissful and peaceful with everything that is so chaotic in the world? So anyway, I digress. So I've had this big epic release this morning. I hope my neighbours couldn't hear me, but it was like guttural cries and sobbing, and like somebody had died in front of me. It was just this epic release that in hindsight I felt coming for a couple of weeks, because I've been tired from the weight of what was coming up to be lifted. Whilst I said all of it is a personal thing, but it's something that's been going on for 3/4 of my life that has finally made sense, been made aware to me. And so now I feel like I can just walk free and just take everything off. And I feel as though I'm just nakedly me. So we'll get back to that one in a minute. So a few years back, I was told that I would be walking through the eye of the needle, and that was just something that I hadn't heard of before. So I looked it up. I talked to a couple of people in a couple of different energy places and whatever, and it made clear to me that I would be walking through into something brand new, but I didn't know how it would be, and I knew that I would be leaving everything behind, but I didn't know what those things were or how naked that would be. And it frightened me, because we wear things to cover our flaws, to cover everything, and to stand metaphorically naked to me was the scariest thing in the world. If I don't accept my metaphorical nakedness and feel shame and feel scared and feel like it's not enough or it's not good enough or I want to change things, how can I then stand metaphorically naked in front of other people? And so that was pretty scary to me. But it's become clear to me today what that's about, and now I'm like, I don't know if I can say this. Hey, I've walked through. I'm in my don't give a fuck era. I'm just going to say it like it is now. And I have not been that person for a long time, because I was a people pleaser and I just did and morphed into what everybody wanted. So, but the freedom and the relief that I felt as those cries came, as those moans and whines and whatever came from my body, that I almost feel like I experienced from outside my body, was so cathartic and so like pain and feelings that I have released from years ago, from years and years and years and years, some of it little stuff, some of it big stuff. But I let it all flow out without trying to give it any meaning or attaching it to anything, but things came through as I was crying, and I released it all, and I released this great weight. And so my body, my physical body now feels really light. All my bodies feel like my energetic body, my light body, all the bodies. I feel like I'm floating 10 feet off the ground. And so I just wanted to say this: when you have things that want to come up and be released, it might feel really scary. you'll feel off. You'll feel like nothing's right. And I have felt things like not being able to sleep. My body clock's been all out of whack. I've been staying up late at night and sleeping in the morning, or not sleeping, or having naps in the day. I've been eating weirdly. None of my music fit anymore, and I found a couple of nights ago all this brand new music, and that's usually a sign for me that a new season is approaching. When the music did, that's a big sign for me. So I knew something was coming. And I've had a few abnormal things happen out of routine that have thrown me out of routine, which for me, I don't have a big tight routine, but everything again feels like it's in flux. And so instead of gripping onto everything tightly and trying to keep everything the same, I've just let go of everything and just let everything be what it is. And I believe that's what freed me up for this release. And so I've been given lots and lots of little hints and things along the way over the last few months, and even since the beginning of the year, to give up some things that I need to give up. I closed my Facebook down initially for 30 days in the middle of January and haven't reopened that. And I've now been pushed to close my Instagram down, and it's an Instagram that is SMARTin Coaching. I don't have a personal one. I'm also being encouraged to close SMARTin Coaching down for 30 days. And I have spent, I don't know, is it 3 years? I don't know, 3.5 years building that up. And I didn't want to close it down. So I've had a few hints at that over the last few years, and I'm getting hot as I speak about this, as the energy flows. And I'm feeling quite emotional about it. But what I've been shown is that SMARTin Coaching has done what it needed to do. I've helped some people along the way. I've done stuff. But the help that it's given me has come as far as it can go for me, for everybody, as SMARTin Coaching, as it's set out to be. And so I've been encouraged to close that down. And obviously I will be closing the Facebook as well. I've been encouraged to get everything digital off for 30 days. Been encouraged to go inward for 30 days. Been encouraged to get outside in nature for 30 days. I've been encouraged to eat intuitively for 30 days, to be intuitively for 30 days. And so I'm going to follow that, because I know this release was so massive that this is going to clear all of the fragments from what I have just released out of my body before the new can come. I've been given some hints though about what's coming next, and so I'm not so scared, but I don't know how that's going to show up. But quite often we aren't right in this part of our life when the season ends, but we hang on for dear life. Even though we want something new, we want something better, we want something different, we hang on for dear life and scratch and hold on to the old while sitting there and saying, I want new, I want better, I want different. So put that in any context you like. We want to hold on to our old habits, but we want to get new, fresh, different habits. But if we don't release the old habits, there's no space and room for the new habits. We will sit and say how busy we are and how we don't fit in our life and all the things that we've got, but we won't let go of anything here in order to move forward, to bring in the new things there. And why won't we do that? Because in the letting go, between the letting go and the grabbing onto the new, there's a space. There's a void. There's oh gosh, I'm shaking. The energy that's coming through me is crazy. There is a part of the journey where it's the unknown. And I always think back to the monkey bars. When you learn the monkey bars and you first do it, you'll go 2 hands to each rung, right? And then you'll gradually go one to the other, and then you get really, really excited, and then you think, right, I'm going to miss out one. And so you get there and you have to get all the strength and all the courage to go, and you swing forward and you grab and you miss and you fall down and you try again. It's the space between. The space between letting go and swinging before you grab that next bar, but you've missed that bar there. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I always see that when this sort of thing happens in my life. You have to have that space in between. You have to be strong enough to not grab the bar in front of you, but to swing in the unknown and have faith that you're going to be able to grab that, not the bar in front of you, but the next one. And that's what I liken this to. You need to have space So I believe this 30 days is that space to finally get rid of all the fragments and all of the residue and all of the habitual stuff that I've locked into for so many times. I have had so many times where I've thought, yep, this is it, I'm going to make changes, and I go back in and I may change one or two things, but fundamentally I'm staying the same. I'm doing the same routine. I'm still on the phone. I'm still on YouTube. I'm still on things. I'm still doing the same thing. And so if the bulk of what you're doing is the same and you've only got a small few things, eventually you come back into sameness, right? Does that make sense? So I believe that this 30-day period is that whole breaking the pattern, clearing the residue, taking a breath, feeling the emptiness, but not as the emptiness of, oh my gosh, of what I've lost, but the emptiness of being able to fill it with possibilities that are coming in the future. So I just want to encourage people, when you are feeling like you don't fit in your life, when you are feeling like things are tapping you on the shoulder to be dealt with, and you keep moving forward or you keep running, or, you know, we know when we're running from stuff, even though we want to say we don't, we do, and we will medicate it, we will numb it, we will drink it, we will go out more, we will watch another 5 seasons of something on, you know, on Netflix for the whole week. We will do all the things we can to pretend to ourselves that we don't know, that we need to deal with stuff, or that change is coming, or that we're scared even. We don't want to admit to ourselves that we're scared, right? And hey, but I have an awareness now to know that those things are, you don't get any further with anything in your journey of life by saying you want change, but then not doing anything that will help you to have change. So we need to get comfortable. We need to get comfortable in the void. We need to get comfortable in the space in between. We need to get comfortable when we release stuff, to make sure that we release all of it before we start grabbing at new things, so that you can start fresh and clean. Now, this doesn't have to be a public thing. And the only reason I'm making a video is because that's what I do. I'm a life coach and I share stuff. And I believe that this can help some people who feel like their life is over, like they've lost their minds, like they don't know what's happening, like the world is chaotic. But everything on the outside will reflect what's going on inside of you. And if you can clear the chaos within you, and if you can admit to yourself the things that you need to, if you can do the work to do whatever you need to do to clear some space within inside you and release some of the chaos, then the chaos on the outside, in the outside world, won't be as overwhelming. It won't be as breathtaking. It won't be as overwhelming as what it has been. That'll give you the space and the grace and the ability to go through the next few weeks or months of your life calm in the storm, because you've calmed some of this stuff in here, so you're able to find your center and find your peace as you go through. So the stuff on the outside, I'm not saying it shouldn't affect us, but it won't infect you as far as adding to your chaos, right? I hope that makes sense. There's so much that I've got today that I want to help and share with people and help people with, and I think that it will be helpful. But I need time, as I said, to take the 30 days to integrate the things that I'm seeing and to clear the residue of what I've left and truly leave all of that where it needs to be left and cleanse the space ready for all of the new stuff, so that then I can embrace all of that. So I look forward to seeing you at some point in the future. Thank you for all your support, everyone who's been supporting SMARTin Coaching, the subscribers that I have. While I don't have a lot of subscribers and I'm not a big channel, you know, I get messages and comments from people, and they mean the world to me. And I know that my motto with SMARTin Coaching was, if I can just help one person today, then I've done what I came here to do. And I know that that's happened. So I will see you in the future. Thank you again. And I will talk to you very soon. Stay safe, and love yourself and love others as well. Okay, take care.